Hello and welcome to the very first of our 70s Sundays. Today we're featuring the 1979 FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool, and joining me, my old teammate Gordon McQueen. Well, let's look back to the 70s, Gordon. During our time, changes in the game, characters in the game.
Well, happy times, certainly 70s and the beginning of the 80s when I played. I certainly thoroughly enjoyed it, particularly here at Old Trafford. And of course, there was lots of characters involved in football at the time. I mean, they're not really allowed to be characters now, the way things are. And, you know, in those days you mixed with fans. You went, like we used to go to a little pub along.
Keep that quiet,
along towards Aldershot for a day. Nobody bother you after the game, but there's no access to the modern day footballer. I like my time there, don't get me wrong. The financial rewards now are such that you more or less retire when you finish playing football. So yes, you're a bit envious of the wages that the modern day player earn, but certainly it couldn't have been happier times in terms of the football in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, but characters in the game, Gordon. We talk about characters back then, and I'm sure you'll be able to name dozens and dozens, and characters nowadays which are in short supply. Why is that?
There isn't. It's hard to put your finger on it. There's so many restrictions nowadays on the field, and you can't do this and you can't do that. A lot of the characters in those days were the tough tackling defenders like Chopper Harris and Norman Bite Your Legs Hunter, Tommy Smith, people like that. And of course, to a certain extent, you've got Cantona at Manchester United, who was a fantastic character, great charisma, a really arrogant player, wonderful player, but an arrogant player. But even since then, they just aren't about anymore.
Of course, with a big cup semi-final against Liverpool, and I was a little bit surprised when I looked at the Liverpool team, the characters and the great players in the 11. It was amazing.
Well, I remember certainly the build-up to that game. I mean, as we all know, any Manchester United-Liverpool game is huge, absolutely huge. But you're talking about an FA Cup semi-final here, which made it even bigger. And of course, getting to Wembley then was the bee's knees. I mean, I don't think it's got the same magic nowadays, the FA Cup. In those days, that was a fantastic achievement to get to an FA Cup final. Of course, Liverpool are in your way, and you've got them in Manchester, because I think they tossed the coins, wasn't it?
That's right.
Maine Road or Goodison, first game at Maine Road. And if it went to the second game, it would be Goodison, which it did. And you look at the characters on both sides, you know, you get Stevie Coppell, Joe Jordan, and of course on the Liverpool side, they had some fantastic players. Terry McDermott in the middle of the park scored bundles of goals. Kenny Dalglish, we know Kenny better than most, an absolutely sensational player. Hansen, Thompson. But
what about the two hard men in the midfield for Liverpool, Gordon? Graham Souness, Jimmy Case. It's a toss of the coin, which was the hardest.
Well, yeah, they were both hard, but I'll tell you, they both had ability as well. I mean, you get a lot of hard guys playing nowadays, guys that are fit, athletic, press the ball well, but can't play the same way as, or have the technical ability as well that Graham Souness certainly did have. Maybe not so much Jimmy Case, but yeah, I mean, you never messed around with those two.
No, but Graham Souness, I mean, I've spoken to people before about the perfect midfield player, and going back to that time, I would look upon Graham Souness as one of those. I mean, there was lots of them, but one of those certainly. And, you know, when he played and you played against him, you really knew you were involved in a tough 90 minutes.
Well, he could do what very few midfield players can do now, take a game by the scruff of the neck and dictate a game, dictate the flow of the game. I mean, he had that type of ability, and he'd so much arrogance about receiving the, always comfortable receiving the ball, never had, even if he wasn't played well. Yes, complete midfield player, well, he never had great pace. That was the one thing, like Gerrard's got terrific pace, and Lampard's got great goal scoring ability, something that Graham's wasn't brilliant at, but he had so much more to his game than either of they two have got in terms of running the midfield and passing ability.
Yeah, I think another big change, and fans watching this programme will see it, the referees in those days as well, Gordon, they seemed to just get on with the game and let you get on with the game, and only if there was a major incident would the cards come out.
Yeah, there was none of this. I mean, you were allowed to tackle from behind in those days, and to
from
be
anywhere,
fair,
in front, behind.
The defenders got away with murder, but you never seen forwards complaining too much. They generally just got up and got on with it, no matter how hard they'd been whacked. And there was none of this 6 yellow cards getting brandished at the one time, or 6 bookings if there's a little bit of a melee and players are losing their temper about it. The referee would just say, look, come on, just go on with it. Game here, big game here, just go on with it. They were certainly more lenient, but nowadays, of course, they've got to stick to the rule book. They've got assessors watching them, people watching them, and they're bombed out. Remember, it's their livelihood. Nowadays, referees. In those days, it wasn't.
And in this FA Cup semi-final, you actually get booked. Can you let us know what you said to the referee?
Well, I'm not quite sure. It was Dave Richardson, the referee, wasn't it? I mean, when you watch old film like that, the referees and some of the things that you get away with, the state of the pitches, you were talking about the difference between the 70s and 80s and nowadays. I mean, that was considered okay, the pitch at Maine Road when we played it. It was diabolical. They'd be wanting to call a game off nowadays if it was in that kind of condition. But I get booked because it was about Martin Buchan giving a penalty. It was a terrible decision. We'll see it at some time, and we'll see it shortly. And it was an awful decision by David Richards. Now I was just venting my feelings towards him about how bad his decision was.
There's one thing about the game nowadays that I've got to disagree with people, and I'm interested to hear your view. People going about the fitness. And give us an idea of what you think the fitness levels were in those days compared to now. And some of the players that Mickey Thomas played in this game, and I've said to people about Mickey Thomas, run all day. Run all day and run till he would drop.
I think, without doubt, they look after themselves better in those days. I know you were teetotaling that, but I wasn't. And
that's right. I can vouch for that.
You're probably going for a pint at times when you shouldn't have done, and your food intake wasn't the way it is now. The nutrition was much better, although it didn't seem to put us off. I mean, I used to have a fillet steak, apple crumble and custard at 12 o'clock on a Saturday.
Half an hour before the kickoff.
It never digested to about the Tuesday, you know. So there was all that kind of stuff then. So I mean, there's so many changes. The fitness. I mean, when I came to Leeds, certain teams are fitter than others, or certain players are fitter than others. I mean, I came for Leeds and it was kind of older players I had left here, Norman Hunters, Billy Bremners, Johnny Giles, Paul Reaney, Paul Madeley. And I came to Man United. Now, I found the training tough when I came here because there was likes yourself that could run all day. You just mentioned Mickey Thomas, Sammy McElroy, Jimmy Nicholl, Arthur Albison, fit lads that could run all day, run as much, every bit as much as the modern day footballer, or a lot more.
Liverpool, Gordon at Maine Road. Any memories about the build-up and the days leading up to the game?
Well, I think, obviously, I've touched on already, it was a massive, massive game. And I think you get the same problem as you did in all the big semi-finals that Manchester United were involved in. All the days before it, or the week building up, was tickets, or the shortage of tickets. Nobody could get their hands on tickets. I mean, there was an unbelievable clamour for them. And then all the problems you have when you get to the cup final, of course, that have been well documented. And that doesn't seem to be the case nowadays. But I'd been part of a squad in 72-73, when Leeds got beat with Sunderland. I sat on the bench at Wembley and just thought, oh my goodness, if ever I get a chance to do this. I went in 77 and played with my country against England at Wembley, but to get a cup final with Manchester United and everything that went with it, I mean, it was just, I just remember the nerves the whole week that I had leading up to that game, because it's that desperate to win the game and get to Wembley.
Thanks, Gordon. Right, this is the FA Cup semi-final from 1979. Here's the voice of Brian Moore.
Liverpool, for the first time in their history, playing in an all-yellow strip. And Emlyn Hughes and opposing skipper Martin Buchan seem relaxed and cheerful on a day when everybody says it's the most tension-filled occasion in a footballer's life. Indeed, these are their last moments of comparative calm before they go outside, and out there they're going to find a bright and crisp day. They're also going to find a crowd of 52,000 waiting for them, who have paid £160,000 to see this game. And what an atmosphere there is at Maine Road on this particular and important day. Jimmy Greenoff, who won the final for Manchester United against Liverpool 2 years ago. Can he now strike the vital blows today? Since then, of course, Liverpool have signed Kenny Dalglish. He's already proved himself a winner of cup finals, the European final. Can he now take Liverpool to Wembley again? So the Liverpool team striding ahead at the top of the First Division, a defence that's not conceded a goal in the FA Cup this season, now seeking a fabulous League and Cup double, a team that virtually picks itself for manager Bob Paisley. Substitute Steve Highway, that gives you some idea of the quality of the selection. Manchester United, meanwhile, a big test for 20-year-old goalkeeper Gary Bailey, his first season in the side, but in front of him so much experience in a team that's now found impressive form over the past few weeks. And up front, Joe Jordan, preferred in the number 9 shirt to Andy Ritchie. Well, what a day then for Gary Bailey. His father, Roy Bailey, played for Ipswich Town in the First Division in the late 50s, early 60s, and quite a contrast as he faces a great test of nerve. A contrast between him and Ray Clements, that fine stalwart in the Liverpool goal today. Dave Sexton, manager of Manchester United, has already won the cup with Chelsea back in 1970. A handshake from Joe Fagan on the Liverpool bench. Nice bit of camaraderie there. And the referee today is David Richardson from Great Harwood.
So referee David Richardson from Great Harwood gets the game underway. Manchester United in the white shirts and black shorts attacking the goal to our left. And And I think the feeling is that Manchester United might well go hell for leather at Liverpool to try and shake them out of their beautiful stride early on in the game. Two sides in tremendous form. Manchester United have lost only one of their last 11. Liverpool 16 without defeat and have conceded only 2 goals in their last 15 games. Kennedy's touch to Dalglish. Back to Denny Dalglish again for Liverpool. And Koppel in to give Gary Bailey a first touch of the ball for Manchester United. And a long kick by him. And Hansen nodding it comfortably back for Ray Clements. Buchan versus Dalglish. Buchan misjudged it. Johnson was in behind there and succeeds in finding Ray Kennedy. Oh, what a ball here for McDermott. Played for Case. McDermott again, and he was shut down beautifully by McElroy. And McElroy, not content with that, was really hustling that ball out into touch. Case, though, with Liverpool's throw. Arthur Albiston away. Hansen's header. A great competitive feel about a great cup tie here. And Thompson's boots too high on Jordan. And a free kick for Manchester United. Albiston with it. Greenoff battling Thompson, and Greenoff getting it in there. Hansen got a vital touch to that one. Thomas keeping it in. Albiston hitting it high. And Hansen again, who's shown great coolness in the opening minutes of this game. 2 Liverpool players going for that. Dalglish and Souness getting in each other's way, and a free kick for Manchester United. Sammy McElroy quickly finding Koppel. And Phil Thompson cutting it out well. Souness away, only to Albiston. And in fact, some fun and games on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area, resulting in a free kick for Manchester United. As the sun comes out brightly here at Maine Road. Now McElroy's behind it, so too is Mickey Thomas. But it's McElroy hitting it straight into the wall, and Phil Neal happy to thump it away. McElroy, Thomas, Hansen, Buchan off balance, McDermott and Johnson. And a strong challenge there by McQueen, in fact hitting the ball against the Liverpool man, and McQueen applauding the referee and linesman's decision that gave the throw to Manchester United. Johnson, or rather Jordan, keeping the play for Neal. It's Thompson. And now Case. Flicked in there for Dalglish. Oh, Dalglish! And a goal! Dalglish! You can't give him a moment to think or a yard to work in the penalty area, and that's what United did there. But what skill! Bailey couldn't quite get to it, and just inside that far post. Liverpool a goal up. Kenny Dalglish, 17 minutes. Well, that's a sign of triumph from the little Scot. What a fantastic season. He's got 51 goals now in just over 100 appearances, striking at almost a goal every 2 games. And at this level, that is absolutely remarkable. And he's done it again today. Bailey went plunging after it, but once Dalglish had got past him, the whole thing was academic. Now a task for Manchester United against a Liverpool side that's not conceded a goal in the Cup so far this season, and only 2 in the last 15 games. Greenoff, Jordan's right in there, and Jordan! Well, their reply was quick, and it was effective. That's when it all began, as Greenoff heaved it into the middle. Joe Jordan was there, just inside the post. Clements was beaten, and United are back. Two goals in 2 minutes, and a cup tie of epic proportions is now 19 minutes old. And that telling left foot of his, no, not this time. I wouldn't think Ray Kennedy would have been very pleased with that one. Hansen's header, and won by Hughes. Nicol. Play on, said the referee, and an offside against Jimmy Greenoff. Well, a sporting gesture by Jimmy Greenoff. Certainly he made, if that's the word, that Manchester United equaliser by humping that high ball into the box. Phil Thompson now with the kick for Liverpool. Dalglish shoved in the back, good refereeing decision that, and he was at the perfect angle to see it. Jimmy Nicol shaking his head, but there's no question in my mind that he just nudged the Liverpool number 7 Kenny Dalglish in the back. So Gary Bailey wondering what's going to come his way again from Souness, or maybe from Case, who's behind them. Hansen up here, but it might be a blaster from Jimmy Case. Over it he goes. Kennedy's little chip with the left foot. Albiston just getting ahead to it. Here's Phil Neal though for Liverpool. Cross deep towards the far post. Dalglish is in there, and it was more of a smother save than anything else by Gary Bailey, because although he lacks a few inches, as you'll see here, Dalglish in fact gets his head to this one, and it's Gary Bailey smothering it away. So a corner, which Dalglish will take. Swung in there cruelly, and it's Jordan's header and Buchan's kick. Thompson, and an offside. Given incidentally by the referee and not by the linesman. The linesman kept his flag down. Kenny Dalglish, I would say, was within a yard or so of the linesman, and they do say that sometimes the linesmen are a little too close to the situation to judge it accurately. That may have been one of those occasions. Brian Greenoff playing it back to Martin Buchan. Now Mickey Thomas. Here's Arthur Albiston. One for McElroy to chase. They're releasing McElroy a lot to go forward into attacking positions at Manchester United. Their longest serving player. Liverpool starting the game clear favourites according to the bookmakers, but at the moment United not looking the underdogs, and a yellow card for Phil Thompson for that challenge on Joe Jordan. No doubt at all in the mind of the referee there that yellow card was out so quickly, and there's the challenge that brought it. Caught him more with the thigh, it seems, than anything, but McQueen with the free kick. United are winning 1 or 2 balls in and around that Liverpool penalty area, which must be a source of some concern to Liverpool. Now, can Koppel get it over? He can! Oh, what a good bit of play. Jimmy Greenoff, really what should have been an impossible angle, but he almost made something of it. Turning superbly, hitting it all in one go, but behind. Emlyn Hughes. Well, that was allowed to go a long way until Ormiston ducked in with a header. McElroy finding Koppel very skillfully. Souness to Ray Kennedy. That lovely left foot again. Dalglish is right in there. Johnson's in there. For a moment it looked a golden opening there for Liverpool. Once it was knocked down here by Martin Buchan, but it just didn't bounce right for David Johnson, and he couldn't get above it. Jordan versus Hansen, and Hansen didn't jump. Ray Kennedy, touched on by McDermott, and Johnson hoping to get in there, Case also hoping to get in there, and Ormiston, that ball just wouldn't come down quickly enough for him to get it away. Neil now, McDermott, and now Ormiston can nick it away here for Jimmy Greenoff. Wasn't a good ball played there by Greenoff. That's a nice one though for Case, and a good one coming in towards penalty! Well, that is a controversial penalty. The shove in the back on Kenny Dalglish. Case playing it in there. Well, that seems a very, very, very harsh penalty indeed. McQueen has got a yellow card, but that seemed to me a guy with his hands at his side, making contact with the ball with his head, but the referee saw it another way. That seemed a desperately harsh penalty, but it gives Liverpool a chance, and it's Terry McDermott who's taking the penalty, and not Phil Neal. McDermott with the penalty. Oh, and he's missed it! Now, could Manchester United reform in time? Souness. Oh, and a save! What drama! Great piece of play by Bailey, and Liverpool have lost 2 chances of going back into the lead. That's the penalty miss. Bailey going the wrong way. Here's the corner coming in, and it was McQueen who got the header. But I must say, my feeling is that justice was done. What an amazing series of incidents in that Manchester United penalty area. So poor old Terry McDermott, having missed the penalty, and now a free kick for Manchester United. And Souness with that shot of his brilliantly saved by Gary Bailey. So a free kick now for Manchester United. McElroy. McQueen right in there, so too was Jordan, neither got the touch. Massive throw. McDermott with the backward header. Thomas. And the referee wants a word with the Liverpool number 2. And Ormiston gets the free kick. Ormiston again. Brian Greenough. And Thomas there. Now can he turn it back? He can brilliantly. Hanson's header. Jimmy Greenough. And Jordan straight in the arms of Clements. And still United are carrying this great battle to Liverpool. Thomas turning it back well. Hanson's header. Jimmy Greenoff's shot, and a lovely shot on the turn there by Jordan, straight at Clements. McQueen winning that again well. Oh! And it is. He turns around to find that the referee wants a word. Willfully grabbing at McQueen as McQueen is shaking his head. McQueen really was intent on going all his own way there, and Hanson suddenly realised it. And McQueen is up again, waiting for Buchan to take this free kick. It's Jordan's header and Thompson's clearance. Dalglish. And away go Liverpool now. Case. And Buchan's turn, no. A foul that time by Ormiston. And a free kick for Liverpool. Well, the referee's made a few decisions that the crowd don't like, but he can only give it as he sees it. And there goes the half-time whistle. Of course, the most controversial decision he made was the penalty to Liverpool, which Terry McDermott missed, which gave Liverpool the chance of going into half-time with a 2-1 lead. As it is, it's 1-1, a really brilliant goal, well, a good-headed goal by Joe Jordan, but so quickly followed that truly brilliant goal by Kenny Dalglish for Liverpool. Boos all around as the players go off, directed, I would think, in the main at the referee. The crowd haven't liked some of his decisions, but he can only give what he sees. And a half-time here in this FA Cup semi-final then stands at Manchester United 1, Liverpool 1, and we'll be back with the second half. Welcome back to Maine Road then for the start of the second half of this FA Cup semi-final. Liverpool in the all-yellow strip, attacking the goal to our left. Manchester United in the black shorts. Buchan playing it back to Bailey. 1-1 it stands. Buchan, cut out by Neil. Souness quickly switching it to McDermott. Case is outside him here. But here's Jimmy Greenoff. Nicol. That's a lovely ball for Jordan. A shot by Mickey Thomas off the mark. Jordan was flawed there. I think he made rather a meal of it. Unfortunately for United, the ball went on to Thomas. Phil Thompson. Dalglish letting it run. Nicol tidying up. Thomas with the throw for United. No, he's going to leave it for Ormiston. Jimmy Greenoff. Ormiston chipping it in there. Brian Greenoff was right in there, playing much more forward in the second half. Coppell's in there, and Brian Greenoff's in there, and Brian Greenoff has done it. This is the moment. Coppell right in there. Greenoff, who plays so far forward, under the Liverpool crossbar, and Manchester United are in the lead. Clements beaten for the the second time. And Brian Greenough, with only 2 goals to his credit this season, and this the first in the FA Cup, has put Manchester United into the lead. Dalglish. Now Liverpool really have something on their plates. Brian Greenough, who played that much more forward in the second half, and it really has paid off for Manchester United. They're offside this time, McElroy. Look at the joy amongst those Man United fans, but can they hold this lead against the relentless Liverpool machine? That penalty miss could really become costly. Souness, Thomas getting it away but not very far. Kennedy getting past one challenge after another. Souness, Hughes presented with a second chance. And Ray Kennedy in there now. No penalty this time. Goal kick instead. Hughes whacking it in. It looked for a moment as though Kennedy might right be in there. So case coming off, and Highway will go on. Jordan, and a throw for Manchester United, which McElroy will take. Alveston turning it in. It's Phil Thompson with the header. Dalglish, and now Souness, and here's Kennedy, and there are a few yellow shirts up now. Oh, and there's one to spare, McDermott. And a good challenge by Buchan saves the day for Manchester United. So Liverpool still hungry for this fight, a goal down, and they really had a man free there, and it was McDermott who owes them something, and Buchan did well. Buchan again. And that's a Liverpool throw. Halfway through the second half now, and Manchester United leading by 2 goals to 1. Ray Kennedy, and a free kick for Liverpool. Souness playing it short here for Phil Thompson. Chip in towards Ray Kennedy, and they tried to get the 1-2 going there, because as soon as Dalglish saw that it was landing towards Kennedy, he was darting in there in front of the keeper. You watch that. See Dalglish go, but it fell for Bailey. Out of play, United's throw. And Liverpool just cannot get the grip they want on this game at the moment, and they have now about 16 minutes to do it.
Come on, Everton,
Jimmy
go!
And a free kick given to Manchester United. For a foul on Jimmy Greenoff right on the edge of the box, which perplexed Liverpool and delights Manchester United, particularly if they can make it pay. Now Jimmy Greenoff's there, Mickey Thomas is around the place, Sammy McElroy might well be having a dip here. It's McElroy running over it, and Mickey Thomas, oh, a marvellous save! Great goalkeeping, because the deflection was a wicked one there, off the wall. But Clements soaring beautifully to push it away. So 2-1 it remains, a quarter of an hour to go, And a quarter of an hour for Liverpool now to keep their dreams of a league and cup double alive. A quarter of an hour for Manchester United to hold on and take themselves back to Wembley again. McQueen is there, completely unmarked. Well, that's not only uncharacteristic of Liverpool, it's absolutely remarkable. Just look at the space in the 6-yard area too for Gordon McQueen. No wonder Phil Thompson was furious with his defenders around him. Now McDermott. Dalglish is in there. And when he's around, all things are possible. Bailey had it and lost it, and will regret it if he's punished for this now, as McDermott turns it in. McQueen getting it away, only as far as Hughes. And Dalglish is in there! Just over. And it would have counted, there's no flag up. Getting in there, flicking it over Bailey, but also over the crossbar. Well, Dalglish very nearly brought Liverpool right back into it there, having scored that brilliant opening goal of the afternoon. Well, it's a warning for Manchester United if any of their fans are starting to count chickens, and here's Koppel! No! What a brilliant semi-final. One moment Liverpool were right back in it, you seem to think at any rate, and at the moment there, Koppel could have made it safe for United. Phil Thompson back to Ray Clements. They've got to turn up the wick a little bit now of Liverpool in the 12 minutes that remain to prize this grip away from Manchester United. Mind you, their whole history at Liverpool is littered with amazing events in the last few minutes of games. Here's Kennedy finding Dalglish. Well, it looked to me as though Buchan was pulling out Dalglish there. Well, in fact, that looked more a penalty to me than the one that was given. With Buchan with his arms all around the little Scot. Thompson. Go marching in, the United fans are already beginning to celebrate, and that might just be a little too early. Although here's Jordan, and here's Jimmy Greenough, and Clements coming way out of his goal, and then Hughes backing him up. Good decision by linesman and referee. Greenough was maybe a foot inside his own half when that ball was played. Highway getting in behind, touch back there for Kennedy, excitement end. That was a great contribution from Highway. So neat there. Nicol caught a little bit unaware, in fact. Round he goes. And a good diving save by Bailey. And while you were on the slow motion there, a free kick given to Manchester United. What a fine piece of goalkeeping by this young man. With Brian Greenough, Phil Neal ducking in there, Souness getting it away, and a lot of space for McDermott to motor down that right. Here's Highway trying his luck on the right hand side now, Buchan following him faithfully, and a throw for Liverpool. 8 minutes to go. It'll find Dalglish. They dare not let him turn overhead there towards Johnson. Oh, kicked off the line. From Graham Souness, and another corner. Dalglish up to his devilment again. There's Souness' shot, and Buchan on the line, getting it away with effort. And Liverpool's fans rousing them to make a really big effort in the 7 minutes that now remain. Neal finding McDermott. Highway outside him. Thompson up ahead of him. Bailey is down, and that's a goal! United. And so far now, Thompson surging into the attack. Bailey could only touch it to Hansen. Thank you very much, the equaliser. 2-2. What an amazing cup tie. And what a brilliant one. Liverpool up, and then Manchester United level, and then up themselves, and now Liverpool are level. 7 minutes to go. And the noise is absolutely fantastic. Free kick. The first time really that Phil Thompson had ever gone up into an attacking position. And the smiles are back on Liverpool's face. First time that Thompson had gone forward, and it was his vital touch that opened up the way. And Hansen's first goal of the season. Maybe it yet could be United's turn. And look at the space out here now for Jimmy Greenough. The cross coming in. Jordan coming to meet it. Brian Greenough. Looks as though he's hardly got any strength left. Thomas putting it in. Hughes with the header away. And now a break for Liverpool as Neil finds McDermott. And Johnson soaring up ahead of him. And Highway swarming down the left. Taking on Nicol. And a good save by Bailey. That would have just crept in. Highway looking in great form. Down goes Bailey, pushing it away. But another corner for Liverpool as we come to 89 minutes, 1 to go. Buchan got that header away. Souness playing it here for McDermott. A lot of yellow shirts are in there, but McQueen is back again for United. Now Hughes. And Dalglish. What space he was allowed, and he curled it. Saw Bailey a yard off his line and thought he might curl it in by the near post. And there's the strain of a manager, Dave Sexton, wondering now whether his side can hang on for these last few seconds. Come on, he says. Come on. Kennedy playing it down the line. There's Highway. The very last seconds of the game. Played there to McDermott, surely not. Knocked away though by Buchan once more. We've played nearly 2 minutes of injury time. And here's Dalglish, over the head. McQueen with a header, what a game he's had. Neil trying to come in. Now Kennedy, and still the final whistle not coming. Hughes right in there. It's incredible this, and it's a free kick. For Liverpool. What an amazing game. And Souness finding Highway. McQueen again there. That was a poor header by him though. Popple. And the whistle's gone. And they've cut it through it all again. My word, what a treat that's going to be on Wednesday night at Goodison Park. Kenny Dalglish, who scored that opening goal. Alan Hansen, the other one for Liverpool. My word, what a tremendous game it was. With Joe Jordan and Brian Greenoff scoring the Manchester United goals.
So an exciting game, finished 2-2. I'll be talking to Gordon after this short break.
So they've still got to decide who meets Arsenal in the final, and that'll be decided at Goodison Park on Wednesday. As I said, for excitement, particularly near the end, it was impossible to beat, even if the sharpness of the skills was just a little blunted by that tacky pitch. So Manchester United must have thought they were back at Wembley when they led so close to the end of the game.
Well, obviously we're a bit disappointed because we were in the lead, 2-1, and what was it, 10 minutes to go, was it?
About 8 minutes.
8 minutes to go, so we're a little bit disappointed we couldn't hang on and get through, but you know, it was a great game and we're still there for the replay.
It was a good cup tie. I wouldn't say there was the football was fluent, because again the drawing conditions make it not that it doesn't flow as well, and a little bit of few niggly fouls, which the referee was quite right to stop, but it stops the continuity in the game early on. But it turned out a good cup tie in the end.
Over the years, you've seen a lot of cup ties with Liverpool. Have you ever seen a more exciting one?
Well, I can't remember a more exciting one at the moment, but I'll probably dig one or two up. You know, you go back to 1946 when they added the one in the last minute at Nottingham Forest, but that's it before your time.
What about the penalty incident?
Well, I better steer clear of that. I think, you know, it looks rather harsh from where I was, but he's close, you know, the referee's closer, so we accept his decisions.
Well, as I say, he gave it, and I believe for a push in the back, and he'd followed him. He'd given one or two decisions the same as this. So if there happened as free kicks, and then the penalties, if he's going to give them, and this is what the referee did. He didn't. Every side, both sides got punished for it, and because it happens in the penalty area, people want to treat it leniently. But there's rules, and if he pushes in the penalty area or he pushes outside, then it's a free kick or a penalty.
52,000 sellout, Gordon. Great game, 4 goals. But what about the penalty decision?
That was a fantastic game, and it's no wonder I get booked when you see that. I mean, I've not seen this footage of that game, I think, since that semi-final all those years ago. You know, I've never seen replays of the action. I mean, you see the penalty again, it's an absolutely dreadful position, of course. I argued the toss with the referee and a yellow card for my troubles.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it when he pointed to the spot. Martin Buchan was behind him, and I thought, well, what's going on here? Obviously you felt the same, which is why you...
Yeah, I was probably the next person closest to that incident. I mean, quite simple. It's not a good ball into Kenny, it's too high for him. Martin Buchan gets up and wins the header. I mean, and he's strong as well, Martin. Kenny bends over a little bit, he doesn't go flying. Referee, sorry, penalty kick.
Yeah. But we mentioned 4 goals, 4 good goals, all different types.
Well, it was a fantastic semi-final when you're looking back at that now. It was even better than I thought it was. You know, Kenny's brilliant bit of individual work for the first goal. I mean, that...
How many times have we seen that?
Well, yeah, as I was touched on earlier, you've seen it a lot more. We played with him at Celtic, and then we were lucky enough when he came to England and one great goal after another. He was a fantastic player. And then a strange goal for, not strange that Joe Jordan scores with a header, but the build-up, an up and under for Jimmy Greenhoff. I mean, Jimmy was a silky sock,
yeah.
Liked to get the ball down and nicked it off and played it off, lovely touch. But he just hoofed this one onto the box. I think it was Alan Hansen, Joe beat to the header, knocked it in, we're back in the game. We go in front after that where Stevie Coppell does well when the ball comes into the box, and I tell you, it was a cute little lobby, Brian Greenhoff, to just dink it over the goalkeeper. You're 2-1, and then we all became, I think, a little bit negative, because Liverpool in those days just drove at you, they were relentless. And their equaliser, I mean, it's amazing when you look at it now. The ball comes into the box, I think it's Terry McDermott, and it's Phil Thompson that's at the corner of the 6-yard box, the centre half, and he sweeps it across. Bailey makes a bit of a mess of it in actual fact and knocks it into the path of Alan Hansen. The other centre half is in the 6-yard box. Bang, he knocks it into the box, and we're thinking 2-2, might have blown our chance because you've still got to go to Goodison in the replay, you know.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, cup semi-final in those days, it was the big thing. It was just slightly less an occasion than the cup final itself, and I think back in the dressing room after the game, I think we all felt we'd sort of blown it.
Yeah, because as you said before, you're 2-1 up with 8 minutes to go. Liverpool were the favourites, probably the better side. I mean, I'm sure a lot of Manchester United fans would disagree. And you're going back to Merseyside, but I'll never forget going back to that game, and the support we took to that game was absolutely phenomenal. I thought it'd be all, you know, Liverpool and a few thousand Man United. There was a fantastic support for Manchester United, and of course everybody knows the outcome of the game.
That was another thing you just mentioned, the support, Gordon, going back to the 70s, home and away, so different to nowadays. The support was just incredible.
Well, there was no restrictions on tickets then. It wasn't as if you get 3,000 tickets at one end. I mean, we'd go to places like Norwich and Ipswich and Stoke, 10,000 United fans. You know, they take over the town. It was Carnival Day when Manchester United were playing away from home. They just took over the town. And Manchester United always in the semi-finals had bigger supports than their opponents. I remember at Leeds when we lost 2-1 in the game at Hillsborough. Gordon Hill scored the 2 of them that day. I'm not sure. I wasn't a Leeds fan. You're Yorkshire and you think we're going to have the biggest support, and they come out and there's a bit of white, but the whole ground was predominantly red, you know, and that's always been the way. That was the way in those days with Manchester United in the FA Cup, because they had a great love affair with it, the fans.
I think it was the support in the replay as well that sort of carried us through to a cup final.
It was an absolutely phenomenal. That was one of my best nights in a Manchester United jersey. Certainly one of my most enjoyable. Getting to an FA Cup final for the first time in Manchester United. You've beat Liverpool in Merseyside, and a huge Manchester United support to see it as well.
Thanks, Gordon. I hope you enjoyed our first 70s game. Next week we'll bring you the FA Cup replay. Bye for now.